Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating history and incredible value of one of the most sought-after coins in the United States, the legendary 1942 no-mint Mark Lincoln Wheat penny. If you've ever held on to an old penny thinking it might be worth something one day, this video will show you why you were absolutely right. Make sure you watch all the way through, because this unassuming little coin could be worth as much as $62,000 today. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln Wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic representation like Liberty. The reverse side featured two stalks of wheat, which is where it gets the nickname Wheat penny. This classic design was minted until 1958 before being replaced with the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Now, let's zoom into the year 1942, a year filled with historical importance. America had just entered World War II, and resources like copper were crucial to the war effort. However, the U.S. Mint still continued producing pennies using primarily copper and zinc alloys in 1942. It wasn't until 1943 that the famous steel cents were introduced. But it's this transition period, just before the big change, that makes the 1942 penny so intriguing to collectors. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark was minted in Philadelphia, and here's where things get interesting. Over 657 million of these pennies were produced that year, which might make you think they're pretty common. And yes, most of them are. But the truly rare and valuable ones are those in high grades, with full original luster, or with unusual minting errors, and especially those that have been perfectly preserved in mint state, MS, condition. What makes a 1942 no-mint mark penny worth tens of thousands of dollars instead of just 1 cent? Let's break it down. First, condition is king in coin collecting. A circulated 1942 penny with wear and tear might be worth only a few cents to a few dollars. But if your penny is in near-perfect mint state 65 or higher, things start getting exciting. Coins graded MS66 or MS67 by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC are exceptionally rare, and these are the ones that can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Second, rarity combined with demand drives up the price. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for top-grade examples of historical coins, and the 1942 penny in pristine condition is surprisingly hard to find. Most pennies from this era have been handled, tossed in jars, and lost to time. So when a flawless or nearly flawless specimen appears, collectors are willing to pay a premium. Third, errors and varieties can send a penny's value skyrocketing. Some rare 1942 no-mint mark pennies have been discovered with double dies, off-center strikes, or even clipped planchets. These era coins are incredibly desirable and can increase a penny's value by thousands of dollars, especially when certified by a professional coin grading service. Now here's the part you've been waiting for: the current market value of the 1942 no-mint Mark Lincoln Wheat penny in top condition. Recent auction records and expert evaluations place the price of a gem-quality MS67 red example between $55,987 and $62,000. That's right, a single penny, worth up to $62,000. That's more than some brand new cars, and all from a little coin that could still be sitting in your collection, a junk drawer, or even in your loose change. If you happen to come across a 1942 penny that looks shiny, well-preserved, or just a little different, don't spend it. Instead, inspect it carefully. Look for strong details, no signs of wear, and especially any strange markings or errors. If it looks promising, consider getting it professionally graded. It might cost a little upfront, but the return could be absolutely massive. So, why does this matter? Because coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a way to preserve history and potentially uncover hidden treasures. The 1942 no-mint Mark Lincoln Wheat penny is a shining example of how a tiny coin can carry a big story and an even bigger price tag. Before we wrap up, here's a quick recap. The 1942 no-mint mark penny was minted in Philadelphia during a key moment in U.S. history. It was made from copper and zinc just before the switch to steel in 1943. While millions were produced, High-grade examples are extremely rare. Mint-condition coins, especially those graded MS66 or MS67 red, can sell for $55,987 to $62,000. Errors and varieties make some even more valuable. Always inspect your old pennies carefully. The next one you find could be a life changer. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins worth big money, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a 1942 penny or want me to cover another specific year or coin. And remember, check your change, because treasure could be hiding in plain sight. See you in the next video, and happy collecting! Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and numismatic fans from around the world. Today's video is going to take you deep into the fascinating world of one of the most undervalued yet increasingly valuable coins in American history, the 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny. This little copper coin, which many people pass by without a second glance, can actually be worth up to $48,000 in today's collector market. That's right. What was once a single cent is now a potential life-changer if you know what to look for. So stick around because we're going to break down everything you need to know, from the coin's backstory and design to its rare varieties, grading, and current market value that has shocked collectors across the world. If you've got a coin jar at home, after this video, you'll be running to search it. Let's begin with the history behind the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person instead of Lady Liberty. The obverse or front of the coin features a right-facing profile of Lincoln with the words, "In God We Trust," above his head, Liberty, on the left, and the year of minting, in this case, 1948, on the right. Now, the 1948 penny with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark for its coins. That means if you see a 1948 penny without a mint mark just below the date, it's from Philly. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 317,570,000 of these pennies in 1948. While that might sound like a large number, and it is, most of those coins have been heavily circulated or damaged over time. What makes this coin so valuable today is not just its age, but its condition, rarity of high grades, and possible errors that occurred during production. So let's go through each of those in detail. First, let's talk about coin composition. The 1948 Lincoln penny is made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that distinctive red-brown tone. Because copper is a soft metal, many of these coins show wear, scratches, or discoloration over time. However, collectors are especially interested in coins that are in mint state, often graded MS60 or higher, with full red color and sharp details. Now here's where the value gets interesting. In average circulated condition, a 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is only worth around 5 to 25 cents. But in uncirculated, mint state condition, the value skyrockets. An MS65 red specimen has recently sold at auction for $46,117, while some extremely rare pristine examples have pushed toward $48,000. So, how does a penny reach this level of value? Let's dive into grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A grade of MS60 to MS70 means the coin is uncirculated and shows no wear. The most valuable 1948 wheat pennies are those with a full red luster, no contact marks, razor-sharp details, and perfect strike. These are few and far between, but they are out there, mostly hidden in private collections or old coin rolls waiting to be discovered. Even more exciting are coins with errors or varieties. Some 1948 pennies have been discovered with double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, or repunched mint marks, even though it technically has no mint mark. These types of errors make coins significantly more valuable. For example, a double die 1948 wheat penny can sell for thousands of dollars, even in lower grades, depending on the clarity of the error. Here's what you need to look for when inspecting your 1948 penny. Check for the mint mark. If it has no mint mark, it's from Philadelphia. That's the coin we're discussing today. Look at the color. Is it red, red-brown, or brown? Full red coins are the most valuable. Examine the details. Are Lincoln's hair and coat lines sharp? Is the wheat on the reverse side bold and full? Look for errors, any doubling on the date, letters like Liberty or In God We Trust, or off-center features can indicate a valuable error. Use a magnifying glass. Many of these details are tiny and not visible to the naked eye. Now, let's talk market value and recent sales. As of today, the current collector market is booming for Lincoln wheat pennies in high grades. With more collectors entering the scene, demand has gone up. In the last few years, auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen bidding wars over pristine 1948 no mint mark Lincoln cents. A high-grade MS-67 red example fetched over $46,000, and collectors expect future sales to break that record. If you're lucky enough to find a 1948 penny in amazing condition, here are the estimated values based on grade: VF20, very fine $0.25 EF40, extremely fine $0.40 AU50, almost uncirculated $1.00 MS60 brown, $3 to $5 MS63 red brown, $15 to $25 MS65 red, $200 plus MS66 red, $1,000 to $500 MS67 red, $15,000 to $48,000 plus. Keep in mind, coins must be certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC to reach the highest value. If you think you've found a rare one, send it in for grading. It could be worth thousands more than you expect. Let's also look at how to store and protect these coins. If you've got a potentially valuable 1948 Lincoln penny, never clean it. Cleaning reduces its value. Instead, store it in a coin flip, holder, or slab and keep it away from moisture and heat. Every detail matters when it comes to getting top dollar. So to wrap up, the 1948 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a common copper coin. It's a piece of American history that could be hiding in your pocket change, your grandparents' attic, or an old coin jar in your house. With values reaching as high as $48,000, it's definitely one to look out for. If you've got a 1948 penny, take a closer look. You might be holding a treasure in your hands. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more rare coin deep dives. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a valuable coin update. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a 1948 Lincoln penny or if you're searching your change after watching this video. Until next time, keep collecting and happy hunting, friends. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of the most valuable Lincoln wheat pennies out there, the 1951 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny coin. Yes, you heard that right, a small copper coin minted decades ago, now commanding a price between $42,667 to $44,000 in today's collector market. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the incredible history, coin design, minting details, and exactly what makes this humble 1-cent piece worth a small fortune. Let's begin with a little background. The year was 1951. America was adjusting to the post-World War II economy. The Korean War had just begun, and President Harry S. Truman was in the White House. While this might sound like ordinary history, in the world of coin collectors, 1951 was also the year that the Denver Mint produced one of the most desirable wheat pennies to date, the 1951 D Lincoln wheat penny. Now, for those who don't know, the D mint mark refers to the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's main production facilities. In 1951, over 625 million Lincoln wheat pennies were struck at the Denver Mint. That's a huge number. So how does a coin minted in the hundreds of millions become so valuable today? Here's the thing, not all coins are created equal. While most 1951 D wheat pennies are only worth a few cents to a couple of dollars, There are rare examples that are in pristine, untouched, and nearly perfect condition that have become the holy grail for serious collectors. Let's talk about the design. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, you'll see the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The words, "In God We Trust," are inscribed above Lincoln's head, Liberty, to the left, and the date, 1951, to the right. Just below the date is the letter D, indicating it was minted in Denver. Flip the coin over and you'll see the classic wheat reverse, 2 stylized wheat ears flanking the words, 1 cent, in large letters. Above that is United States of America. And above all is the motto, E pluribus unum. This reverse design, also created by Brenner, was used from 1909 until 1958. It's a design beloved by collectors for its elegant simplicity and historical symbolism. So what makes the 1951 D penny so valuable? There are a few key factors. 1. Condition and grade. Coin grading plays a major role in determining the value of any coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin with no marks visible even under magnification. Most coins from circulation fall in the good to fine range. But some rare 1951 D Lincoln pennies have been found in MS 67 plus red condition. That's mint state 67 or higher with full original red color. And those are the ones that can bring in tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Point 2. Luster and original color. Most Lincoln cents start with a bright red coppery appearance when first minted. Over time, they tend to turn brown due to oxidation. Collectors pay a serious premium for coins that retain their original red luster. These are labeled as red RD by grading services like PCGS or NGC. The 1951 D penny, when found in full red, brilliant uncirculated condition, becomes extremely desirable. Point 3. Rarity in top grades. While hundreds of millions were minted, only a tiny fraction of 1951 D pennies exist in pristine, untouched condition today. Most have been worn down by decades of circulation. Finding one in gem condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. That's why auction houses and collectors are willing to pay up to $44,000 for a single coin. Point 4. Market demand and collector interest. Lincoln wheat pennies are one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. Whether you're a beginner or a professional numismatist, the Lincoln series is a go-to collection. High-grade wheat pennies, especially from the early 1950s, continue to see rising demand. And when coins are graded by reputable companies like PCGS or NGC, and come with verified certificates, their value skyrockets. Now let's talk about recent sales. One verified 1951 D wheat penny in MS 67 plus red condition was sold at auction for $42,667, and another similar coin with the same high-end quality sold for $44,000. These prices aren't theoretical, they're real, documented auction sales. That's the kind of serious money we're talking about. One small copper coin, worth less than a cent in metal, now valued more than a brand new car. You might be asking, could I have one of these in my pocket change or coin jar? While the odds are slim, it's not impossible. Many valuable wheat pennies have been found in circulation, in old boxes, coin jars, or inherited collections. If you're lucky enough to find a 1951 D penny, check its condition carefully. If it has sharp details, no scratches, and full red luster, it could be worth sending in for professional grading. Here's how you can spot a valuable 1951 D penny. Check for the D mint mark under the date. Look for original red color, not brown or toned. Use a magnifying glass to examine details like Lincoln's beard, coat, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning lowers its value drastically. Compare your coin to online auction photos from places like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. You can also visit PCGS.com or NGCcoin.com to check population reports and see how many 1951 D pennies exist in high grades. This helps determine rarity and market value. In conclusion, The 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history that represents artistry, heritage, and value. From a time when you could buy a soda for a nickel, this penny has become a five-figure treasure. With the current market value ranging between $42,667 to $44,000, it's a reminder to always check your change, search old jars, and never underestimate the hidden worth of your pocket coins. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more rare coin stories, values, and collector tips, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a valuable wheat penny, and let us know what year you're still hunting for. Until next time, happy collecting, and good luck finding treasure. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. In today's video, we're diving deep into the story of one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after coins in American numismatic history, the legendary 1944 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny. This is not just any ordinary old penny. This specific coin has sold at auctions for an astonishing amount, between $49,987 to $50,000. And today we're going to tell you exactly why. Let's begin with the history. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, also known as the Lincoln Cent, was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's image, in this case, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side of the coin shows a profile of Lincoln, while the reverse features two wheat stalks, giving it the nickname Wheat Penny. Now, fast forward to the year 1944, a year right in the heart of World War II. During this time, the U.S. Mint faced major changes due to the war effort. In 1943, the Mint had produced pennies using steel coated in zinc instead of the traditional copper, because copper was needed for ammunition and other military supplies. These 1943 steel cents were easy to identify because of their silvery color and magnetic quality. However, in 1944, the U.S. Mint made a crucial decision to return to using copper for cent production. But not just any copper. The Mint decided to recycle spent shell casings from military training grounds and use that brass alloy, which contained about 95% copper and 5% zinc, to produce pennies. So, every 1944 penny has a story to tell. It was born out of the recycled remains of wartime ammunition. That's history you can hold in your hand. Now let's focus on the specific 1944 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent. This version was minted in Philadelphia, which typically did not use a mint mark on its coins during this time. The 1944 no-mint Mark penny is one of the most common wheat pennies, with over 1.4 billion coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint that year. But here's where things get really interesting. Even though there were more than 1 billion coins produced, only a tiny fraction of them are in near-perfect condition today. Most of these coins circulated heavily, passing through countless hands for decades. However, collectors are willing to pay big money for examples that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC.SO. What makes a 1944 no-mint Mark penny worth up to $50,000? The answer lies in three powerful factors: grade, rarity of condition, and eye appeal. A coin that is perfectly struck, has brilliant original red color, shows no signs of wear, and maintains its luster over time. That coin becomes a treasure in the eyes of a collector. Only a handful of 1944 Lincoln cents have achieved this elite status, and those few have brought in jaw-dropping prices at auction. In fact, one specimen graded MS68 red by PCGS, which is practically flawless, sold for just under $50,000 at a public auction. That's right, a single penny turned into a small fortune simply because it survived time in perfect shape. And keep in mind, these coins were originally worth just 1 cent, but condition is not the only factor that adds to the excitement. There are also rare errors associated with 1944 pennies that can make them extremely valuable. Some examples include off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks. These minting mistakes can increase the coin's value significantly. Even more exciting is the rare 1944 steel penny, a transitional era left over from the 1943 steel cent production. Although that version is incredibly rare and sells for hundreds of thousands, the copper 1944 pennies with no mint mark also hold major value when in exceptional condition. Now let's talk about how you can spot a valuable 1944 no mint mark wheat penny. Start by flipping through your old coin jars, checking your penny rolls from the bank, or asking your relatives if they've kept any old coins from decades ago. Look for the 1944 date on the front of the coin. That's the obverse, under Lincoln's profile. If there's no mint mark below the date, you've got a Philadelphia minted penny. Next, examine the coin's color and condition. A bright red coin with little or no wear is considered highly desirable. If the coin looks almost brand new and has a mirror-like shine, you might have something really special. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for sharp details on Lincoln's hair, cheekbone, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Weak strikes or heavy wear will reduce value, but clean, crisp designs can indicate a coin that is worth grading. If you think your coin is a contender, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will authenticate and assign a grade to your coin, making it easier to sell and potentially unlocking thousands of dollars in value. Graded and slabbed coins often fetch the highest prices at auctions and from serious collectors. So to recap, the 1944 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny may seem common at first glance, but in rare high-grade condition, it becomes an ultra-valuable piece of history. Thanks to its unique wartime background, massive original mintage, and the few surviving gems in mint-state condition, this penny has become a star among coin collectors. And with current market values reaching up to $50,000, it's a great reminder that even the smallest piece of change can hold immense value. Before we wrap up, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more amazing stories and hidden treasures in the world of rare coins. And tell us in the comments, have you ever found a 1944 wheat penny? Was it copper, or maybe one of the rare steel ones? We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and who knows, the next coin in your pocket might just be worth a fortune.